first and 10. It's Jackson. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now Jackson on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They've got it first and goal at the 6. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. They'll look to throw on third and goal. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. So first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Darren Lee there to get him down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd down, Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Jackson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And the play clock becoming an issue, so Mike Zimmer's forced to call a timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Taken in at the 11. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They go play action now. Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 46 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him for a loss of 5. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays.
Here we go. Gone.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep up. Man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And New York set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Underneath for Johnson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
He sets to fire deep. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. He's going to loft one. Deep left side. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson. His fourth touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to strike for 6. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On second down, Jackson nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Jets have recovered. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. they'll throw here out of the gun. Dumping it off for Johnson. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And last time they coughed it up, it led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? When they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it back here and punching the end zone without turning it over.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Handoff comes to Cook. Nifty move. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So, my man, I pose this question to you. How do you get to be the number 2 defense against the rush in the NFL?
Be better than number 3, I guess.
Okay, right.
And make plays like that, right?
Well, you know, you're right. At its basic, be better than number 3, but you really nailed it. Make plays like that on a consistent basis.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. From midfield now, here's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Now let's go.
Now Jackson on first down. It's brought in left side by Tate. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Back to the ground. Cook. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Cook following the penalty. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. Hopkins with the extra point. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Shifts by him. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The New York set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Eric Kendricks in from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They'll set up a throw. And Stills over the middle. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Now, check. Patriot.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Ryan Allen now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now it's Tate. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They run the counter with Cook. Space to maneuver at the 40. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is up to 8. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this is incomplete. Stills the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A minute 57 to go in this first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Gone!
They'll look to throw now on first down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Eric Kendricks in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Jets on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
Now back to throw. And he finds Stills, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. Throw now on 2nd and 10. And his pass incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Jackson on 1st down. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So out now come the Jets. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Jackson. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Mark Andrews, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The New York set to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He was trying to clear the way of the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hole.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Gun.
Back to throw. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And that'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. They're going to look to throw. That's caught right side by Anderson. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Gun.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and it's a 2nd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Jets on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Gun.
They'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
They'll set up to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking that time for Stills, and now it's third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot to the end zone. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time. And
they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The roughing the kicker called on fourth down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it second down. They'll look to throw here. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They start the drive with Cook. He's got room to run past the 20. And now look at him go. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. New York set to take the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
He'll drop to throw. On the left side, this is Stills. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. They'll set up a throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
Looking to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. As his guys are in for 6, and the Jets are able to cut into this deficit.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run it again with Cook. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, here we go. Blue, 90.
Play action. It's Jackson. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. The punter wing is on as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Detroit!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here, that's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Gone!
Back to throw here. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
All right, now, lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. Going for it all. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Cook. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Jackson now. High throw, but he makes the catch. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken on the 25. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
No, Jack, Patriot!
They go play action here on first down. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And Anderson's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now back to throw. Screen play. Johnson. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Duke Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, Jackson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Play action. Now Jackson. He'll find Thielen, work in the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He got 29 yards that time. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
And he's got him in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the 3rd time he's been off target this entire game.
And, Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Brad Wing now. He's been terrific so far. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Back to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. He's back to throw. And Stills over the middle. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Going left side here, and it's complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.